All right, let me finish with this thing. It happens every single year. College football people cannot help themselves. It's just so fucking annoying. And here's the thing. It's coming from one of my all-time favorite programs. Outside of LSU, if I could go to any stadium, it's Autzen. I love Oregon. I love Lanning. I love that he came on with us. Rob Mullins, the AD, is just an absolute home run. You think about the hires, Chip Kelly, what Helfrich, fine. I know it didn't necessarily work out, but they played in a title game. Will Taggart was there a year, but that was a 7-5 season after going 4-8 the previous year. Florida State wanted him so badly, he only lasted a year, so then he's going to go ahead and hire Cristobal. Cristobal wants to go home to Miami, and then he nails it again with Lanning, all right? So what happens is every single year, this 11th game in the SEC, where a handful of SEC schools play a terrible team at this point of the schedule, just for whatever reason, like guys decide that this is some massive talking point. And here was Lanning's quote.
Well, we just played a really good team. We beat them. And a lot of times we play really good teams that become unranked all of a sudden. That's not our fault, right? Maybe it is our fault. But all we're worried about is playing the teams that we play and doing the job that we need to do. And we did that job today, right? I think proof's in the pudding, right? Played a good team. We beat them, right? All we can do next week is try to do the same thing, right? And this conference is a really good conference. It's competitive, right? We didn't play Chattanooga State today, right? Like some other places, right? We competed. So, that being said, it's tough playing 9 conference games. It's tough playing in this league. And we got to take advantage of playing a good team today and attacking that.
So, look, I'd ask Lanning this, or anyone from Oregon. Should Sark make fun of Oregon week 1 when he's playing at Ohio State and Oregon's playing Montana State? Oregon, to their credit, has played 11 of 12 games against Power 4 teams, sort of. I mean, Oklahoma State, they schedule ahead of time. It's really technically 10 of 12. I don't know what you would call the Pac-2, but of course they're going to play Oregon State because of the rivalry, all this stuff. But it's the same people every year. And look, you can hate the SEC. You can hate me talking about it. Sometimes I'm sick of myself talking about it. But, we can look this shit up, right? And it's the same people that will never say next week, like, wow, that's kind of tough for Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, and Kentucky to all play non-conference games week 12 from Power 4 teams, all depending on where Georgia Tech is on the season or where they are as their program. Like, no one wants to give Florida credit for Florida State. They had to play Miami and Florida State and throw in South Florida on top of everything else. South Carolina having to play Clemson all those years, and Louisville usually, more often better than not for Kentucky. No one that shits on the SEC in, I can't call it week 11, but at that game 11 point ever gives any of those teams credit. You want to talk about the extra conference game? You're right. But, I'm sure some SEC schools would love to play an extra conference game against the bottom 5 teams in the Big Ten, more so than the bottom 5 teams of the SEC. And if you look at it, the Power 4 against other Power 4 conferences this year, the SEC, including Notre Dame with the A&M win, is 10-4. So I don't know if it's not the dominant conference that it was for a bunch of years. And I'm not just talking about national championships. It's just talking about year to year. And you're like, the gap is closer, I think, now than it has been for a really long time. But, it's kind of like Cignetti, who's been an absolute stud, one of the most incredible success stories in turning around a place that was a complete afterthought. Afterthoughts probably being complimentary to Indiana football prior to Cignetti showing up. But then this summer when they dropped their Power 4 non-conference game, he's like, oh, I thought we'd do the SEC model. It's like, we can look this shit up, right? Like, we're aware of who you play. And then you're going to sit here and talk shit about it. It's like the mayor of Houston going to Malibu a weekend, it rains, and going, I don't see it.